Well, it's later than usual. 7:30. We're starting Tuesday the 12th. Getting off to a slow start. It's pretty much day 2. Looks just like day 1, except it's not raining just yet. Everything is soaking wet. All my clothes are soaking wet. It rained all night long, so nothing had a chance to dry out at all. I put my dry socks on to get started with, but by the time I got everything packed up, they're pretty much wet now too from the shoes. Not even bothering wearing a shirt today, I just put my rain jacket on. Things are going to be wet even if it doesn't rain, because all the plants, vegetation's soaked. Not the best way to start my national park, that just like the Smokies, I really wanted to see some views. So anyway, maybe if the sun comes out. Last night the weather reports were still saying only 30% chance of rain, so yeah, I can get some things dried out. If I go 22 miles though, by the time I get to camp, it'll be pretty much too late to dry anything. So that means I gotta dry things during the day, which means I can't get the distance because it'll take a couple hours to dry with things laying out. So that's kind of where I'm at. I wanted to show you this sign. This is our trail markers. And if you look real close, you can see the name of the hut I was looking for. And you come over this way, and you look real close again, and you can make out different trails. I basically call this signpost a totally piece of worthless shit, because it tells me nothing. I can't make those out. I walked right past this sign yesterday. If it hadn't been for another hiker to let me know that I had missed the turn to the shelter, I would have just kept right on going, because I was looking for a full-size sign just like the AT has had all along. It's a nice big wooden sign, probably 12 by 8 or so, 10 by 8, something pretty good size on a post, and big letters saying shelter, and some of them even give you the name of the shelter, so you have a much better idea as to if you want that turn or not. I guess the Shenandoah National Park doesn't have the money to put a piece of wood up so that you can actually read the sign. Only been hiking about 20 minutes. Here's my first view of the day. Got some nice boulders, not going to bother going up them. There's the overlook from, I guess, what you'd call a summit on the AT. It's not the true summit of the mountain. And of course here we head off. And it looks like we're turning. There's our white blaze at least. Once in a while you find those, not too often right now. So I wandered into Ivy Creek to get some water, and found this interesting building. It's a maintenance building. No camping allowed, but they got a good water supply. They also have a thermostat, so for the first time on the trail I can actually find out that it's a grand total of 55 degrees out right now. Not exactly warm, but what can I say? Good water supply, and it's only a couple hundred feet off the trail, or a couple hundred yards I should say, so it's not a bad place to get water. While I was here, I discovered this on my outdoor research jacket. That's where my pack rubs against the outside of it against my back. So once again, outdoor research has proven to me that they are the biggest pile of garbage for buying gear anymore. Spent $100 for this jacket because I heard of all the people who just loved this jacket. Well, apparently they never wore theirs because I've only worn mine during my trip on the AT so far, and right now I'm not even at 900 miles. And basically, it's worthless. It's wearing out. Water's going to be running in from the back now. So I've got a worthless jacket. I might as well just have gone ahead and spent $20 for frog togs instead and saved my money. Can't believe it. More junk from Outdoor Research. They used to be a really good company back in the 90s. Apparently they have traded off, but they want money instead of quality, so that's the way it goes. So I'm up on a ridge. I'm not sure the name of it. I'm about a mile from Pine something Hut, which is not the one I'm stopping at. But I thought this was a rather interesting section of the trail. When you look at the trees and the way the trail is made, it's just not a typical what I've been finding on the AT at all. But you can also see that the views are still worthless, still playing in fog. The one thing that I don't like about this, other than the Mickey Mouse post trail markers in the Shenandoah here, is the constant playing around with Skyline Drive. You never know if you're crossing it or if you stay on the same side, because they really don't tell you until you start wandering around, and if you're lucky you finally find a trail and it may or may not have a white blaze right off the bat for you. But anyway, I thought the openness with the trees, the way they were, was kind of intriguing. So that's why I put this little clip in. Well, finally got a halfway decent view of something here. Way out in the distance in the valley. The clouds have risen up a little bit for me. I'm about just over 3 miles away from the hut that I'm headed for. It's a little after 3 in the afternoon. Hopefully I'll be there about 4:30, maybe 5. Not sure what that road is up there that drives out. Looks like it's some kind of an outcrop to look from. Anyway, this has been the first real view. Well, it's 7 o'clock. I'm going to do a wrap up for Tuesday's hike. It was a long day, just under 22 miles. Didn't get started real good, started about a half hour late. I wasn't feeling real good this morning, really tired for some reason, I don't know why. Everything was still soaking wet this morning and colder than a rat's. Not real impressed with the Shenandoahs so far. They're a lot colder temperature when the weather turns bad. It's more like at home. Did find a thermometer today at one spot and it said it was 55 degrees, and that was midday. I think I pushed myself a bit too hard yesterday with wearing just a t-shirt and shorts in the rain, because I just couldn't get warmed up last night. But I also didn't have my bug screen on, and I'm thinking that might have an effect on it, because I've noticed before when I've had it on that it seemed awful warm. So I put it on tonight and I'll run a comparison, because the temperatures are feel about the same. I've got my vest on, my long sleeve shirt. I even put my legs on, my cycling legs tonight, because I just can't seem to get warm. I'm hoping something's not going on with me. It's just temperatures, I hope. Anyway, hoping to get a better start tomorrow. And I'm hoping weather is supposed to get a little bit better tomorrow, but I'm going to pull up that app and take a look at it after I get done here just to double check. I got 23 something miles to do tomorrow, so it's going to be even a little bit longer day. I'll probably take an extra hour to hike it. Lots of ups and downs today, and some steep ones. I didn't really kind of hoped they weren't going to be that steep, but they turned out to be. So what can I say? You know, steepness. So anyway, not a lot of people here, and it's pretty quiet, which is nice. Most people are tenting. There's a few by the fire. There's a few that have already crashed out themselves. So anyway, not much else to say. The trail, the AT anyway, through the Shenandoahs has now gotten itself a little more organized, and they're showing blazes better and a little easier to spot things. And of course, now that I realize that there's writing on these little tiny posts and little tiny writing, every time I come to one now, I double check it to see where I am and exactly what track I'm on, because there's a lot of trails that cut in and out, and the AT will make a sudden sharp right or left and no warning, and it looks like you should go straight. So you got to really pay attention, especially since the blazes are not right there prominent. Yeah, so it's been interesting. Anyway, if I get my 23 miles in tomorrow, that will put me just a short day then, the following day, which will be good because I'm running low on lunch food. I've got enough breakfast and a couple dinners, but my energy bars are just about gone. I've been eating a lot more of those than normal. Just trying to keep myself going. Not sure if it's just the wear and tear of the trail is tearing me down more, and I've got to find a better food supply. I really don't want to go to what most people do and start eating candy bars all day long. It just doesn't work. So anyway, we shall see what tomorrow brings.